very much looking forward to celebrating 4 former student athletes who will be inducted in the Springfield College Hall of Fame. My name's Brian McGoffin. I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Communications here. Such great energy in this room, and I know that tonight serves as an opportunity for us to celebrate and reflect on 4 individuals who will formally be recognized as some of the greatest to ever compete at Springfield College. We couldn't be... I feel like we're going to have a lot of action from Table 7 tonight, so that's good. We couldn't be more excited to welcome you back to Alden Street and celebrate you. And with that, I'd like to begin our program by introducing Miss Adaisy Alazy.
Okay, hi everybody. Good evening. So my name is Adaisy Alazy, and I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Recruiting, Retention, and Student Athlete Development. But I just go by Daisy. There's no doubt that tonight's honorees are truly and embody our alma mater's Humanics philosophy. We are proud that you are members of our Springfield College family. At this time, I would like to formally introduce you all to the 2022 Springfield College Athletics Hall of Fame class. Please turn your attention to the back of the room and join me in welcoming this accomplished group. Starting off, from the class of 2006, Miss Alicia Bennett. From the class of 2009, Mr. Roy Allen Birch. Our next inductee is from the class of 2010, graduate class of 2013, Mr. Stephen Headley. Our final inductee from the class of 2009, Ms. Maura Price. At this time, I would like to introduce our MC for the evening. Several years ago, we started a new tradition of having the MC be a member of the Athletic Hall of Fame. A fitting way to welcome each new class. It is my pleasure to welcome Howie Davis to the podium.
I want to welcome all of you back this evening, all the Hall of Famers, previous Hall of Famers. As it was said, I am Howie Davis, and I am honored to be your MC for this Athletic Hall of Fame induction. I was the Sports Information Director here between 1968 and 1980. It is a great pleasure to see all of us gathered like the family we should be, and that we are after the pandemic has let everything loosen up. The individuals we joined together to honor this evening, each in his or her own way, represent the very best of Springfield College. And tonight they will be the subjects of our celebration and admiration. I know just how our honorees are feeling right now, a mixture of emotion and humility, and overwhelmed of the thought that they are about to be inducted into the Springfield College Athletics Hall of Fame. I sat in those seats in 2013 when I became a part of this esteemed collection of individuals. We are honored to welcome such a talented group, and it's only fitting that you are surrounded by your loved ones who have supported you in your dreams along the way. Each and every time we have the opportunity to induct a new class into the Hall of Fame, it is special. These last 2 years have tested us all in a number of ways, and may we give thanks and reflect on how blessed we are to be together tonight. We will now enjoy our dinner And after the dinner, we will resume with the program, and members of our staff will direct everybody to the buffet lines. Enjoy. Okay, feel free to continue your desserts and your beverages, and we will resume the ceremonies for the induction of the Hall of Famers into the Athletics Hall of Fame. Our first inductee made a name for herself as a leader and winner on the volleyball court and has since impacted the sport through her excellence on the sidelines.
From the class of 2006, Alicia Bennett. Bennett was a 4-year standout on the women's volleyball team at Springfield College. A 2-time ABCA Honorable Mention All-America selection, she was the 2004 NUMEC Women's Volleyball Athlete of the Year. During her time on Alden Street, she led the Pride to an impressive 109-31 record and garnered 4 NUMEC All-Conference selections. Bennett ranks first in program history and assists, as well as first in career aces, and is in the top 10 in program history and career digs and career block assists. Behind her play, Springfield claimed the 2003 and 2004 NUMEC Tournament Championships. After graduation, Bennett transitioned to the sidelines, where she has had successful coaching careers at Clarkson, Simmons, and Brandeis. An ABCA 30 under 30 selection in 2012, she was inducted into the Connecticut Scholastic Women's Volleyball Hall of Fame in 2014. Miss Alicia Bennett.
I would like to thank the induction committee for this very special honor. And a big congratulations to Stephen, Maura, Roy, and AJ. I have seen these plaques at Blake Arena, never dreaming that I would earn a spot of those accomplished recipients. Why we play and how we play will make a difference in our life forever. Beth Anders. This quote sits on my office desk in a Springfield College frame so I can look at it daily to remind myself, oh, so close, remind myself of my experience here at SC. The summer of my junior year in high school, I attended an athletic training camp. Yeah, an athletic training camp. I know what you're thinking. Who goes to an AT camp? But I came home knowing this was going to be the place where I wanted to spend my college career. When I made the volleyball team, I didn't realize what my experience here would eventually mean to me. I was fortunate enough to play for an AVCA Hall of Famer, Coach Deering. He, Lev Millman, Coach Lynch, challenged me every day to improve and continue to push myself and help lead our Springfield squads to success. Coach also recruited my future best friend, who was the other half on the court. Ashley tempered my passion on the court, much to the relief of my teammates. But seriously, I loved everything about being an athlete here at SC. The grind at practice, the competitive schedule, and the challenge of the academics, even though I had to work very hard to get my GPA at a level to stay in the AT program. I was privileged to play with many amazing teammates in my years, and they were my family on and off the court. We learned great lessons from each other. As I think back through some of these lessons were harder than others, but mistakes made us better. None of my success would have been possible if I didn't have parents and family who pushed me daily out of my comfort zone to be a better person, especially my mother, who was my high school coach, and I call upon still daily for advice. My experience at Springfield has also led me into my coaching career. I know that the SC name carries respect throughout the region, and I have worked hard to live up to those standards set for me at Springfield. My teams learn not only about volleyball and competition, but also about helping and supporting others in their lives, so we can all rise and make the world a better place together. I try to represent the Humanics philosophy in my coaching mission and how I lead my current team at Brandeis, just as Coach D did for us every day. Since I arrived here yesterday, I again feel that Humanics theme as great memories of my time here come back to me. In closing, I have a 2-year-old daughter now, and just like my teams, I hope to model for her that she has the power within her to make a positive impact on the world. And I also hope someday she can have the same type of experiences and memories that Springfield College afforded me. Thanks again for this wonderful recognition, and to my family and friends and teammates and players who have been here tonight to support me.
Our next inductee remains one of the most talented swimmers to ever compete at Springfield College. He also developed into a world-class talent following his time on Alden Street.
From the class of 2009, Mr. Roy Allen Birch. A 12-time NCAA Division III All-America honoree, Birch was a dominant swimmer at Springfield College, who helped the Pride win its only NUMAX Men's Swimming and Diving Championship in 2005. To date, Birch still holds several program records, including the 50 free, 100 free, 100 back, and a part of the 200 free relay. After graduation, Birch went on to be a member of the Bermuda Olympic team in 2008 and 2012, racing in the 50 and 100 free in the Beijing Olympics and the 50 free in the London Olympics. Birch has represented Bermuda on the worldwide stage numerous times, including in the World Championships, the Commonwealth Games, and the Pan Am Games. Birch was ranked in the top 20 in the world in the 50 freestyle in 2015 before an injury derailed his pursuit of competing in the 2016 Olympics. He would transition into coaching with the Lake Norman Charter School in Swim Mac, Carolina, and recently authored a book which focuses on his Olympic journey. Mr. Roy Allen Birch.
All right, wow. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much to the induction committee. And again, congratulations to Alicia, Steve, and Moira. I actually had the pleasure of competing here with Moira, which is really interesting for our class. But, you know, how I got here is not what I would call not the traditional journey so much as I didn't know that I was going to be attending Springfield College until July of 2004. And I was telling this story a bit last night to Craig, but I think just to put some parameters around it, you know, I lost my mother at the beginning of my senior year in high school. And so it was a bit out of sorts, to say the least. Just a lot of challenges and just different things that we didn't have access to in terms of mental health that I probably could have taken advantage of at that time, just to help kind of cross the bridge during that process. But pending a rough summer, the middle of July, I got a call from John Tafe. And I can't say I remember much of the conversation outside of he was giving me an opportunity to continue as a student and as an athlete. And it means a tremendous amount, especially from where I was during that time in my life. It was just really important to have that grounding, you know, and that kind of, you know, place where I could be and have something that I knew which was just really important. So thank you so much for making that call. I still don't know what had you do it, but just thank you a lot for that. And so when I got here, I had a place where I could continue to practice, continue to get my education, and then of course I met my wife here, Lauren, which is also wonderful. But just the things that I learned here, just what it means to see things through, and continue to give your best effort despite difficulty, and just making the decision that when I got here, that I wanted to continue to train, that I wanted to continue to get my education. It was just so pivotal for my whole life, and just to see it through despite everything that was happening in my life. And then, only after being here for a few years, I became a father, and John got to enjoy my daughter coming on deck at different times when we needed to get some practice going. So more challenges, but again, this place with the mind, spirit, mind, body kind of mantra was just so important in how I could continue to practice, work on my spirit and make sure that I was kind of taming my mind while also training my body. And I still continue to practice that to this day. I still continue to deepen my introspective process and kind of hold those traditions close. It's just been a very important part of my overall practice, and just being able to kind of get to some of the spaces that I was able to get to in my swimming career. But I'm just very thankful to you all, and thankful for just honoring me in this way. It really means a lot. I got to thank my family, thank my wife, my children. It's just been a really beautiful experience, and I probably don't admit to myself how much it really meant for me to be here and be a part of this institution and just have a place to call home. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who helped make this possible.
The fastest sprinter to ever run at Springfield College, our next honoree was one of the most decorated student athletes across the NCAA Division III landscape. His drive and competitive spirit will always be remembered by those who knew him at Springfield.
From the class of 2010, graduate class of 2013, Mr. Stephen Headley. Headley left a lasting legacy on the Springfield College men's track and field program as one of the most decorated athletes to ever compete on Alden Street. A three-time NCAA Division III national champion, Headley won the 2009 and 2010 NCAA championship in the 100 meters and was crowned the national champion in the 55 during the 2009 indoor championships. He was a national runner-up in the indoor 55 and outdoor 200 and 4x100 relay in 2010. In recognition of his excellence, he was named the 2010 National Track Athlete of the Year and also garnered 2010 Division III Scholar Athlete of the Year accolades in honor of his efforts in the classroom. A four-time New England Men's Track Athlete of the Year and two-time NUMAC Athlete of the Year, Headley was named Springfield College's Athlete of the Year all 4 of his years as a student athlete. To date, he still holds the indoor program records in the 55, 60, and 4x200 relay, as well as the outdoor records in the 100, 200, and 4x100 relays. After graduating from Springfield College, Headley trained as a professional athlete as a member of the Barbados National Track and Field Team, racing in the Commonwealth Games in 2010 and 2018, and the World Championships in 2017. Currently, Headley serves as Assistant Director of Recreation in Brewster, Massachusetts. Mr. Stephen Headley. Mr. Stephen Headley.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for inducting me, and congrats to all the other nominees as well. So this night is about celebrating our talents and accomplishments. But I think the other nominees or inductees would say that their support system was a large part as to why they were here. And for me, that was everything. That's the reason why I'm here, is people at that table. So my dad and my mom, my sisters, they were there for me through the good times and bad. I started training here on this campus because my dad, he hired a few of his students to coach me up. So I'd be downstairs in the townhouse, the old townhouse weight room down there. And I'd be lifting with the tennis team and whatever. And so it was a good introduction for me. So yeah, it was an experience growing up here. I grew up on this campus as a little kid running around. I interacted a lot with, I'm blanking on her name now. Margaret Jones, Tina Manos, Charlie Redmond, all these names. I grew up here, so it's such a special honor to be back. But yeah, my family, they were the main reason why I'm up here. My dad was an instrumental part in how I grew as an athlete. So he would come home with all these different methods to recover from working out, and I wouldn't listen to him at all because he's my dad. And but yeah, I did listen to once. He said drink chocolate milk or something after. I'm like, well, shoot, I like chocolate milk. So I like that recovery. I love that. So but then my mom, she was the crazy parent in the stands yelling, and if I did lose a race, it was because the other kid was doping, and my sisters were always there. I appreciate you guys. And again, I go to my other supporting staff. Over there in this table here is my coach Clacka. I had a great experience at high school in Minnechaug down the road, and there was a big family atmosphere. We were really close-knit. I saw my high school coach today. He was an official here at the meet. But it carried over here. It was a family atmosphere. I just enjoyed the team. I enjoyed practice time. Coach Miller was one of my teammates there. It was a carryover from high school. And high school was such a great experience for me. But it was a lot of camaraderie, and Coach Clacka created that culture for us. We worked really hard, but at the same time, we had a lot of fun. And so that's why I really appreciate Coach Clacka. Always cared about how we looked too. So he always would do one of these things. I mean, make sure you look good. And I'd be warming up at nationals. I'm like, hey, Coach, how do I look? He's like, I'm not asking about my looks. I'm asking about, how am I, warming up? He's like, you look good. I'm like, I don't mean that, man. I really appreciate Coach Joe. He came along and helped me out a lot with the technique and stuff like that. And him and Coach Clacka worked in tandem, helped me a lot. And so I really appreciate you coming here. Spider, I remember you coming by to all our meets and being so supportive. Our whole team appreciated that, seeing a legend like you come back and being still attached to the program. That was huge for us. And also, the support system reaches out to people like Shelby and Melissa. They were at meets as well, screaming and yelling, and it was just a great experience to be back here. And I have my notes on my phone, which just turned off. But yeah, and also I can't go out without saying my support system as well was in Barbados, where my family's from. And so a lot of them, obviously, they can't be here. But my granddad would have really enjoyed being here. But Pam, she's a crazy aunt. I was telling somebody about my crazy aunt yesterday. But she's. I mean, I would go back to the nationals all the time for Barbados. I had to make the team. And she was so supportive. Her, Aunt, Uncle Michael, Aunt Jackie. So I know they're going to be watching this later. So I definitely have to give them a shout out. I was just blessed over the years. I mean, so many people, as the other athletes know, it takes a lot. So the physios, the all the massage therapists. I had Steve Conca as my lifting coach and trainer, and Terry Ditmore. Anytime I had hamstring problems, which is like every other week, I would go to him and he would patch me up. And but again, we worked really hard, but they made it so that it was so much fun. I look back and I'm still in touch with all of them. So yeah, this place has been really special to me. I grew up here, and to have this honor here it means a lot. So thank you, and thank you for putting this event on. Appreciate it.
Our final inductee tonight established herself as a dominant swimmer for Springfield and left a lasting impact on the program through her humility and work ethic.
From the class of 2009, Miss Maura Price. Price had a sensational career in the pool as a member of the Springfield College women's swimming and diving team. An 11-time NCAA Division III All-America honoree, Price earned 7 All-America recognitions in her specialty of the breaststroke. Highlighting her career was a national runner-up finish in the 200 breast, a pair of third-place finishes in the 200 breast, and a third-place finish in the 100 breast. She led Springfield to a 12th place finish as a team at the 2009 NCAA Division III Championships and remains in the program's record books as a member of the 200 medley relay team, which set a record of 1:45.70 in 2009. A 3-time NUMAC Women's Swimming Athlete of the Year, Price was a 21-time conference champion, including 10 individual titles and 11 relay championships. All told, Price garnered 27 NUMAC All-Conference honors, and during her time on Alden Street, was named the Springfield College Female Athlete of the Year in each of her 4 years. After graduating from Springfield College, Price has continued to thrive professionally and currently works as a senior underwriter for the Chubb Insurance Company. Miss Maura Price.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here tonight and to see so many familiar faces. Congratulations to all the other inductees, Roy, Steve, and Alicia. I'm truly honored to be part of this distinguished group of athletes. It's hard to believe it's been 13 years since I graduated. As I think about those years, I realize how much Springfield College meant to me and how it has shaped who I am today. From the moment I stepped onto the campus here, there was just something about Springfield that felt like this is where I was meant to be. My decision to attend Springfield was in large part based on being a member of the swim team. From the first time I met John Tafe, I knew I wanted to swim for him. Swimming was always a passion of mine, but it was only after I came to Springfield that I realized my true potential. John saw that immediately and pushed me to be my best. John, you are the reason I am standing up here tonight. You pushed me to swim the 200 breaststroke. If you didn't push me to do that, I probably wouldn't be up here. That became my event. Swimming at a collegiate level is demanding and requires an unrelenting level of commitment and discipline. But guess what? Most things that matter in life requires that same commitment and discipline. I'd like to think that what I learned in the pool will make me better at whatever else I do. Don't get me wrong, I still have nightmares thinking about the practices where we'd swim the entire length of the pool without breathing, and if that wasn't difficult enough on its own, we then had to sprint on the lap back. And the last catch was if someone took a breath on the first lap, we would then have to start all over again. Thanks, John. Even though those practices were so challenging, it was those types of training sessions that made our entire team stronger and helped us form an unbreakable bond. The team was a big family, and the friendships I made with my teammates are still strong to this day. One of my teammates is here supporting me tonight, Leanne. Leanne, thank you so much for coming. If it wasn't for John asking me to host you on your epic and unforgettable recruitment trip, I'm not sure we'd be here today. I'd also like to thank a few other individuals in my life. My husband, Dan, who even though he's sitting here tonight with us, still probably doesn't believe I was an award-winning swimmer. Dan, do you need more proof? Dan and I have a 5-month-old daughter, Caroline. Being the water bug that I am, we already started her in swim lessons. She must take after me as she graduated from tadpole class to swimboree on her first day. My hope is that Caroline knows that no matter what she puts her mind to, she can achieve it. I also hope that I can teach her some of the things I learned from being a female college athlete, like determination, strength, and perseverance. The last person I'd like to thank is my wonderful mother. I surely wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for her. She spent many years driving me all over New Jersey to practice and swim meets. She would spend hours and hours sitting in a hot, humid indoor pool just to watch me swim for 30 seconds. She truly is my #1 fan and still is to this day. Again, my deepest thanks to Springfield College for this honor. I cherish the recollection of my time here and will always be a proud member of the Springfield Pride.
At this time, I would like to ask our Director of Athletics, Dr. Craig Poisson, to please come to the podium.
Should have learned from my inductees and put it on my phone. What a great evening. A special night celebrating some of the best to ever wear the jersey at Springfield College. Will the 2022 Athletic Hall of Fame inductees please come forward? By the power vested in me and the Board of Trustees of Springfield College, I hereby induct you into the Springfield College Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Your fellow alumni and the entire Springfield College community, thank you for your outstanding accomplishments and contributions. We're exceedingly proud of you, and we thank you sincerely for coming home so we can honor you tonight. Please take your shadow box to your seat. Tonight, the 4 members of the class of 2022 joined an esteemed group of Springfield College legends. I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge the other Hall of Famers who are in the room this evening, many of whom paved the way for tonight's inductees. With those in the room who have previously been enshrined in the Springfield College Athletic Hall of Fame, please stand so we may recognize you. There's also another group of individuals in the room, some of the same bodies tonight, who have made a lasting impact on thousands of student athletes. I would like our former teacher coaches in attendance to stand and be recognized for all you have given to Springfield College. And finally, the link between all of us is our current coaching staff, who once again are spending a night on campus to support Springfield College athletics and the tradition of the Athletics Hall of Fame, along with the integrity and excellence we strive for. With that said, could all the current members of the coaching staff at Springfield College please stand and be recognized? Although they may not be in the room, I would also like to recognize our partners at Harvest Table, as well as Brian McGoffin, Michelle Cecina, and Diane Johnson, the 3-point people for this event, as well as the other athletic staff members who work behind the scenes. Round of applause, please. As we close, I would like to compliment the one and only walking encyclopedia of sport in Western Massachusetts, Howie Davis, on a job well done as our MC this evening. Howie, thank you for your efforts. And now, as is custom, we will close with the singing of our alma mater. For those that are able, please rise. Thank you for attending tonight's induction and enjoy the remainder of the night. Hall of Famers, it's photograph time. Everyone else, wait for the Hall of Famers and continue to enjoy the evening. Hall of Famers up front, please.